into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's America's Got Talent After Show. We are back talking about America's Got Talent Season 10. It's the big 10-year anniversary. There's a lot going on. I am Kaori Takee, and you can follow me along the way at KAORIOUS. And also you can
We are the world.
My crazy co-host.
We are the children.
Well, before I continue,
we are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start getting.
We actually have a legit singer here. And this is Branden James.
I was just joining on the fun. I'm Branden James. Hello, everybody.
And where can people follow you, by the way?
On Twitter at Branden J Music, BRANDENJ Music.
That's right. And next to you, who's that?
Hi, I'm Daniel. Weiss.
That was the creepiest thing I've ever heard.
I'm Jesus. What do you mean, Kevin?
Okay, well, where can people follow you?
Can you save all our
People
sins?
can follow me at www.theinternet.com or it's Daniel Weiss on Twitter.
Nice, all right. And that's the guy over there.
And last but not least, and I'm assuming it's not because I'm black. All right, I am Kevin John, and I am the lone eye candy on this panel.
Starting off strong.
You know, I appreciate you all for joining in. We missed you guys all throughout the summer, and we're glad to give you another great season of AGT.
Well, actually, we missed you throughout the fall and winter and spring. It's the summer that we get to hang out with you guys. I'm just trying to correct
Maybe he
him.
lives in Australia or something.
Kevin fell a couple times.
I did.
Dropped.
And look, guys, you can send us comments and questions and all that good stuff all along the way at #ABTVAGT all summer long.
Or you can send Daniel underwear. He likes receiving that in the mail.
I don't know where that came from.
Kevin
but
John
I'll
knows this
take it.
because that's what Kevin John does. He sends Daniel
He does.
underwear.
They all have pictures of Kevin on them.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Becky?
I'm speechless.
all right, this is a crazy panel.
It is.
It's
There's
a
lots
quite-
of good
that's-
energy in the room.
This is why I asked Branden
We're all
to sit next to
together
me.
again.
Yes, the very
We
true.
are the world.
So, guys, we have season 10. We've got everyone back: Nick Cannon, Howard Stern, Howie,
Melby.
Mel B.
Melby.
Heidi.
Melb,
Heidi.
Melb,
Melb.
yeah,
And your
Heidi.
favorite judge, Heidi.
Yeah, I mean,
Heidi.
she was actually pretty cool. The
She
season
wasn't
premiere.
too bad this season.
No. Well, not the
Premiere.
season, but this first episode. And also, there's some new things. Snapple has been replaced by Dunkin' Donuts, which
Thank
was
God.
pretty interesting. Thank God. And also, we also had the Golden Buzzer is a new thing, and they.
Oh, the new Golden Buzzer.
The
we
new.
had the Golden Buzzer last
season.
season, but this one is different.
Yeah.
Last season, it saved somebody who didn't get 3
Yes.
votes or more. Where this season, you go straight to the live shows if you get the Golden Buzzer.
Yeah.
You know what that's called? Budget cuts.
Yeah.
Do you guys,
They just don't want to have to
We don't have to
send
on
so many
to the
people to
next round.
Vegas.
what do you
Yeah.
guys think of this Golden Buzzer?
You know, the thing about the Golden Buzzer, I think it's a great idea, but it's unfortunate because you're basically judging just seeing somebody one time and thinking they're that great that they need to send through. And the problem with that is when you can't see everybody else. Like, what if you accidentally do the Golden Buzzer on some person and then you see Axe the following week and you're like, damn, I should have used it there.
Well, that's always how it is,
Well, it
but
probably happens more often than we see.
yeah, but I like the idea.
I'm sure, like, you know, because Branden, in case you guys don't recognize, he was on America's Got Talent in season 8.
Season 8.
That's right. So he made it pretty damn far. So he's got some, I don't know, backstage knowledge. But anyway, and also they also
Some of
have,
which I signed a contract and can't talk about.
fair
when
enough.
does that run out?
Probably run out by now. So
Okay. So
draw it out of me
Dish.
if you want.
And also they also have Extreme AGT that's coming up. So
Extreme.
we've seen commercials. I was hoping to see some of that in the season premiere. We just didn't see that yet. But that
I feel
looks
like it'll be a
crazy.
full episode.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Well, maybe. I guess we'll see. I think they had some snippets of it for the following week. So, all right, guys. So let's talk about the first act. But before we get into that, I want to let our viewers know that there is a new show coming out on ABC called The Whispers. It's a pretty cool looking show. Basically, if you had an imaginary friend, maybe it wasn't your imaginary friend, because guess what?
It's the whisper.
It could be The Whispers. The premise of the story is children being kind of manipulated by some possible aliens, and it gets really creepy.
I think it's gonna be creepy. It's got Medio Ventimiglia from Heroes in it, and
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
Lily
always
Rabe
good.
from American Horror Story, she's in all the good creepy stuff.
Plus, that little girl from the Whispers is in it.
Yeah. Oh, she's
fantastic.
phenomenal.
Yeah, no, it looks really good, and it premieres on ABC this coming Monday. So go check it out. Check out the trailer beforehand. It's available, and
It's
yeah.
amazing. I have to say, this is probably the most anticipated show coming up of this year. I mean, I've never wanted
After
to see a
AGT.
show. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I am on pins and needles. Monday, come on already.
I'm hoping it ends up being borrowers that live in the walls.
What is a bar war?
What?
You don't know
Okay,
what
on to the
borrowers
first
are?
performance
Little
of
tiny
tonight.
people that live in walls.
But yes, Whispers. Go listen.
Daniel
to
also
Whispers.
hears voices, in case you haven't noticed, and sees things.
Daniel was once an imaginary friend.
I know.
Let's just say that.
I was dreamed into reality by Phil.
Or Freddy Cougar. All right.
All right. Let's get on to the acts. So the very, very first act out of the gates for this season happens to be Noah and Elin. They are a cute little dancing duo. They're just friends, and they do the little MC Hammer can't touch this dance, all cute and stuff. What do you guys think of this one?
I think they're so cute that they're a shoe-in for the next few rounds.
Yeah, right. Sometimes they're so cute you can't say no, and they
Right.
were good too. It wasn't like they were awful.
Wrong.
What?
This is the thing. They're cute. You guys touched on that. However, in addition to being cute, they also have the talent aspect.
I just said
They were
did.
incredible.
Yes.
No, because sometimes you'll see people that are just cute and, they're average or something. They're like, oh, that was cute. But these people were actually talented. And a lot of times with kids, I judge them. If I saw an adult doing the same thing, would I still think that it's great? I think that's a fair barometer. And I think with these particular kids, they were both in unison. They were on point. And MC Hammer Time, you know what I mean? I had that album, Please Hammer, Don't Hurt 'Em. I grew up watching Hammer dance, and they did a good job of emulating those.
Probably better than you did, huh?
He went bankrupt.
He did.
Hammer.
He
He
did.
did.
Yeah.
Poor chap.
He had 200 people on his payroll.
Well, he did get back together with the Gangnam Style thing.
Psy?
Yes,
good
Psy.
idea.
He did.
Oh, really?
Isn't Psy
did.
bankrupt now too, though?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
But
Daniel.
Let me ask you guys a question.
No.
We don't have time for questions.
How long was America's Got Talent on your DVRs?
What do you mean? I watched it.
What?
You mean like
Mine
last
was an
season?
hour. And I have a feeling I missed half of the show. Because I don't
This
recall seeing them.
Oh, they were first.
They were
Maybe you
very
missed the
first.
So you
beginning.
probably missed the first
If you
hour.
watch from the
Okay.
beginning,
Okay, well, we'll explain it to you. Basically, it's the cute little dancers dancing.
Oh, they're going through to at least the semifinals. That's just what's happening.
Thank you for summarizing what I
Yeah,
said.
you're welcome.
There you
Appreciate
go.
that.
Well, you know what? I appreciate your honesty. So
thanks for your, incredible preparation for this, Daniel.
I'm gonna love it when we reach a point where he's seen the act. You will totally tell it. Oh, light bulb. All right, so let's move on to the next act. We have Caleb, Will, and Tyler. They're all 21, and they call themselves the Triple Threat. They come off as, I guess, dorky, nerdy types that are so far off from the jock variety, and people were kind of skeptical about how they would sing, but they blew a lot of people away. What'd you guys think of this one?
First of all, I want to say this. They sang one of my favorite songs, Classic. And
good
by
tune.
MTKL, I believe it is.
MKTO.
MKTL, excuse me. And something like that. It's
Poor Daniel. He's like, where am I?
Here's the thing. Pretty sure my DVR cut off half the show.
We're
Don't
gonna,
recall seeing them either.
I have a good idea. Why don't we cut off Daniel's mic for half this show? So anyways,
and
moving
miss
back,
these gems.
and moving back, I
I-
think, first of all, they won me over because they sang a song that I really like, and I think it's a
It's
classic.
It's a classic.
No pun intended. But also, I felt they harmonized very well together.
Right.
And I know,
Perfect.
Branden, you're a music guy, so maybe your critique will be slightly different than mine, but I thought the harmony was great. I thought the song was great. The energy was great, and I loved it.
No, I thought they were fantastic, and I love these guys. I love their story. I was these guys. I warmed a lot of benches in football in high school.
Seriously, I thought you
And
were
I
starting
played a lot of
quarterback.
right
I would think so,
field,
too.
and I batted last, and I didn't.
What?
I wasn't a
You're
sports
playing the
guy.
wrong
Really?
sport.
Yeah, I know I probably look like one, but I wasn't a sports guy.
Well, Daniel was a water
And
boy.
I found
so-
music, so I'm team team those triple threats.
Yeah, and I like
all about it.
I like how Howard Stern related to them really well, saying that he, finally a boy band that looks like me. It was kind of hilarious.
That was so funny when he said that.
Yeah, right. Don't you think so?
I laughed
What was
so
your favorite
much.
part of that
My
part?
favorite part was the part when they're all like, "What?" and then they're like, "No way," and then he's like, "Yeah."
That's interesting. I don't remember that part.
Oh,
Well, you
man.
obviously didn't watch it. Ugh, unprofessional.
Well,
I think they're charming. They'll go far.
I think they will.
Yeah, geek is the new chic. Just look at this guy.
Very true.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, I'm
He
sorry.
missed that part. He didn't record. it
Yeah,
on
he
his
didn't record
DVR.
that part. Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry. Did the things that you all used to read as children and got made fun of, are they now billion-dollar movies? Oh, I don't think so. Oh, but the geek shall inherit the earth.
Moving on to the next
All
one.
right, so next one. So another one that I'm sure, Daniel, you should start off with this one. So,
Great.
Ira Fennel Bloom, or is it Ira? I wasn't sure.
Shira.
Okay, Ira Fennel Bloom.
Ira Fennel Bloom.
And why am I listening to you? I thought it was someone else for a second. And then his mom, Miriam, they're both kind of puppets, but
Right.
he has a huge crush on Mel B.
Mel B.
And his mom,
And his mom.
calls her Melb. I thought that was really cute. So he sings in puppet form, and he pretty much serenades Mel B. And he gets a yes, except from Mel B. But what did you think of his singing? What did you think of the whole acts and the reactions?
Well, I like the fact he personalized that song for Mel B. You Are So Beautiful. I believe it was by Joe Cocker.
Yes,
John
Cocker.
Joe Cocker.
initially,
Joe
yeah.
Cocker.
R.I.P.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
So
Thanks
at
for
least
that.
Daniel knows one thing about
Yeah.
the show. All right. So, anyways, the thing is that I like the way he personalized the song, and I like the fact that it was the puppet that just added a lot to it. I wasn't like crazy over it, but I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was enjoyable.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was the best singer.
Yeah.
By far, it wasn't blowing me away. But I think the whole gimmick was cute and charming. And he ended up, obviously getting a kiss from Mel B. And that's something that's humorous. And you guys pay attention, okay?
I'm sorry. Someone
Karen's
was.
trying
what
to
is
help
that?
me
What's in
with
that
cheat
book?
notes, but I
This is
can't
where all your
read them.
jokes are because they're not really funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brandon, what did you think of this?
I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I think I'm not a fan of. I feel like it's politics. You add a judge to your act, and it's like pandering for votes.
Yeah.
It's been done before. Puppets kind of creep me out.
Oh.
I'm not a fan.
But do you have higher expectations for singers because you had that experience on this particular talent show?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
That's a yes.
I'll answer that later.
Okay, you'll answer that
I'm just
later.
kind of over singers.
Oh.
I don't like them.
Oh. So do you look at yourself in the mirror going, I don't like this?
All the time.
So are you becoming an accountant?
I thought about it, but I'm not as much of a nerd as you, so I don't think I do very well.
Make fun all you want. Avengers made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
What does Avengers have to do with you? Absolutely nothing. Go ahead.
Did Chris Jones, the hypnotist, happen to make it to your list?
Oh,
On your DVR?
yes.
Oh, yeah. No.
No.
You missed this one because
I can tell you where I started at, but we'll get there.
we'll get to there. The fourth act is what Brendan James has mentioned, Chris Jones, and he is a hypnotist. In sum, he pretty much has Howie Mandel hypnotized, where Howie Mandel, who is a complete germaphobe, ends up shaking everyone's hands, which is just epic.
Sounds like a gimmick.
It was actually really cool.
It came across as being really realistic, actually.
Yeah.
First of all, was I the only person that thought that
Yes.
Chris looked like Drake the rapper?
I
No,
thought
kept
I
out
don't
there.
think so, because I read some blogs about it, and a lot of people said Drake look-alike.
I
Yeah.
thought the
Hypnotizes Howie
same
Mandel.
thing.
Dude looked just like
I thought the
Drake.
same
I was
thing.
ready
Yeah.
for him to start singing
When he
and
came in that
started from the
wheelchair,
bottom.
spoke with
So anyways,
Canadian
I thought Chris
accent?
Jones was
What?
really,
really Degrassi.
Daniel,
Do your research.
take your medication.
Drake
so,
was on Degrassi.
So Chris, the thing about doing an act like that where you include the judges and stuff. First of all, his act was just very long, and I wasn't really entertained
The whole entire time you were
the
entertained?
whole time
Okay.
because I was just like, get to it. What is he gonna do? It just was this like 3-minute intro. And then finally he got to it. And the thing with hypnotists, you never know if it's real or if the person's playing along with it.
But there was
Like,
an audience member that totally passed out with Howie and like reacted in the same
Oh, that's
manner.
yeah, how do you know that's not fake?
It's Howie
Because
that I'm
I
not sure.
say so.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like legally, Howie can't play along.
Exactly.
But the audience member can do whatever they want because it's his wife or something.
I read something that NBC is not allowed to show hypnotism on television. Does anyone know
Yes,
about this?
because we weren't allowed to
And how
watch
did that
that.
happen?
Because even Nick Cannon said, okay, we're not allowed to show the whole hypnotism moment because so they didn't show that.
Why?
I
So
don't
we
know.
didn't
Maybe
see
they
the
didn't want
part
us to get
when-
hypnotized.
Maybe then we didn't see the part where he goes, "All right, Howie, here's $300. What I want you to do."
Actually, if you Howie was on the Today Show and also
Kathy Lee and Hoda.
yeah, and then he was saying like he was totally fooled and he felt a little betrayed because he didn't want that to happen because he's such a germaphobe. So it was real. At least Howie's playing along with it.
Yeah. Well, you ever heard of people playing along with things? You know, of course.
All right, so you're skeptical. I believe it.
Just like politicians, they never lie either. Everything they say is
Oh
real.
boy, I'm out.
Oh no, come
Real
back.
or not, it made a good segment for TV.
Yes, thank
Oh,
you.
so
It
great.
really
I
did.
love it.
I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. I'm gonna just say I absolutely 100% did not believe it. How is he just gonna say go to sleep, wake up? Who
Because he's
that?
a hypnotist. Okay, but think about it.
No, did that hypnotize you?
Well, no, they weren't allowed to hypnotize us. That's the thing.
I don't believe it.
And the point is,
I
like,
don't believe it.
whether you believe it or not, would you be interested in seeing more? This is just
No, because
the
I don't
audition
believe
rounds.
it.
Ugh.
I want to see something I believe. See what you believe. Believe when you see.
All right. Well, audience members, let us know what you
I'm into
think.
hypnotists. I think they're cool. And I
Thank
thought he had
you.
a lot of talent. I just don't understand. These are meant to be 90-second acts, and his went on for
It was like
Yeah.
5
a
minutes.
billion minutes.
Yeah. It was just under $1 billion. I think it clocked in at 999 million.
Wow.
But yeah.
Someone's a little
Well done.
exaggerated just a little bit over there. Just a little bit. All right. Let's move.
Hypnotist, call in or do something because I don't believe you guys.
That's true. Call us in anytime. Fifth act is
Oh,
Adonis Crash.
Daniel loved this one. We should let him talk first.
I'm like, is that really his name? Adonis Crash Boo. He's a crazy dancer, did acrobats and flips. It was a really, really quick segment. He moved through, so let's move on because it was so quick.
They'll
Then-
show more of him later. He's like
Yeah.
the secret weapon. When they just move someone through and they show like 2 seconds, it's because they're waiting.
Because
for
that's when you
something.
go, "Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot who this
Amazing.
guy was. I don't
Exactly.
remember." Whoa.
Yeah, and then they bill him as the underdog. And
That guy's an Adonis.
yeah.
speaking
I'm
of
glad you
Adonises,
enjoyed it. What? Oh, Adonis what?
No, go
you
ahead.
gonna take your
I
shirt
was just going
off,
to move on
Brandon?
from Adonis.
Yeah, I know.
Let's talk about show project.
Yeah.
4 gymnasts, 2 from Germany, 2 from the Czech Republic, and they have 2 different disciplines of gymnastics going, and they mix it into one. It was kind of cute. Heidi Klum did a little German talk back with them, and then they did their act. This is one of those acts where I thought to myself, this must be exponentially better live because I didn't really enjoy it through the television.
No way. I thoroughly was amused.
Okay.
And, seriously, I was. I mean,
I like how Brandon's like,
you see do you know how difficult it is not just to balance on those balance beams or whatever they had, but the flips and then everything being in unison and getting back over and stuff. I was thoroughly mesmerized looking at them.
Really? Did you rewind and get thoroughly mesmerized
I think
again?
you were thoroughly mesmerized looking at them because they were shirtless.
They were shirtless.
Well, okay.
Daniel.
I mean-
Cat's out the bag. All right.
Shirtless Euro gymnasts. I'm in.
Well, I was comparing
I got my vote.
I was comparing
Yeah.
my shirtless self to them.
Well, I
But-
should, in due diligence, go back and watch it just for, the show.
Yeah.
Daniel, you like shirtless
Yeah,
men.
that's why you're watching it.
That was the whole point of the joke. Thanks for playing along, Kevin.
Well, no one here is getting your jokes
No, they
tonight,
got
so
We got it.
they were just being generous.
It's
We got
okay.
it. We got
it's
it.
okay.
What'd you think?
Do you need a juice box?
I actually thought they were really talented.
Yeah.
And I thought they put on a good show. I thought it was really clean.
Yeah.
And I think they could go somewhere.
Yeah. But you agree, like, watching shows live versus, on TV makes a big difference, right?
I do. Honestly, I think sometimes TV makes it better.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Depending on what the act
TV
is.
makes everything better.
It
Exactly.
does.
Almost.
The whisper.
Remember when they were going to invent smell-o-vision? How come that never
I
happened?
remember that.
I
It was
remember
horrible.
that.
They did it for an episode of Married with Children.
Married with Children. Yes, I totally did. I went to 7-Eleven and I got the smell-o-vision.
They did
and
it for
was like,
that,
oh,
and they
it's
did it
expensive.
for Revenge of the Nerds 3,
I think we should
Nerds
bring
in
back
Blood.
smell-o-vision.
We should.
so.
But not for this after show because you guys... I'm
I
just
smell fantastic.
I'm kidding. All
I
right.
smell like angels.
So show project happened to have gone through 4 yeses. There's actually pretty much everybody went through this
Yeah.
episode. It was kind of, oh man, we want to see some suckers, but that's just human nature. The next one was the Chap Kiss. There was like a slew of people. The Chap Kiss band family dancers, they went through. Sasha and her dad, acrobatics, they went through with the spinning headstand thing, and then the extreme ticking and tumbling. They worked together for only 2 days, but they went through it because they were so phenomenally good. And so the next act, which actually today it's in all the rage on the internet, is this guy named Johnny Shelton. He has lost. Is this where you caught up to us yet?
Yes, I know this.
Do you?
He doesn't.
He had lost his child to cancer when he was
Yes,
just a babe.
nice.
And he sang a heartfelt original song about it.
Called That's
that
Love.
made me bored.
Oh, made you
So
bored.
did you? You know what? I'm not gonna lie.
It was a beautiful
song,
but is
I got hooked by the story.
I
And
got hooked
really
on the
like.
feeling.
I like the fact that he sang an original song and they're actually letting
enjoy
people
that.
sing original songs, because they're always like, oh, singers have it so easy, this and that. You can't compare them to other acts, which I understand, but they won't let them sing anything but karaoke tunes. So it was nice that someone actually left part of their soul out there.
yeah, he was crying a lot. I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, understandably so. But
This is the problem. This is the problem.
What's the
All right,
problem?
with these sympathetic backstories and stuff. First of all,
he
let me
had one
say-
too. Okay.
Never happens in reality.
Let me say, with all due
Doesn't get you any votes.
all due respect, my heart goes out to Johnny for the loss that he's had to endure. That's not easy. However, at the end of the day, the show is called America's Got Talent, not America's Got Backstories. And I feel that we should judge the individual solely on their talent, not on their backstory. And I just think that it's unfair sometimes when they edit these backstories to get so much sympathy for one particular person to get a major vote. Had I just, no pun intended to people up here that may have had a very sad backstory on coming out of the closet. And
I don't want to
how
talk
that-
about it.
Yeah, because we don't want to talk about it either, Daniel. But anyways, my thing is this, your heart goes out to people, but if you look at everyone that performed on that show tonight, I'm sure each of them have suffered some kind of personal loss or disappointment or something that did not get showed. So therefore, at the end of the day, I'm judging Johnny by his talent. I thought it was above average. I didn't think it was phenomenal.
The only reason that I feel that his backstory did actually help in this instance, and
Yes.
normally I agree with Kevin on this, which is the only thing I agree with Kevin on.
We have the
But-
same taste in women.
You can stop
I think
whatever
you
you're
just
gonna
tried to tell him something,
Yeah.
which might not be.
No, he likes chocolate.
Just stop.
Go ahead.
Just stop before I do
hey,
things
let's
terribly.
talk about Shelton.
Here's why I think it works, because if you're going to do an original song, I feel like it makes it that more personal to actually know where it came from. If somebody, let's say,
I agree.
like came out of the closet and their parents disowned them or something stupid like that, but they do another.
What
I'm
a
just
boring
kidding.
Wow.
overdone story.
No, I feel like with this, it's the same. It's like
That story touched me.
I'm a
knowing
nice one.
everybody listens to Eric Clapton's "When I See You in Heaven" and knows that it's a
It's
story
called
about
Tears in Heaven.
Great. They all know that it's about his son who died.
It was his daughter who died.
No, it was his son.
Son.
It was his son. He
Nice
chased
try.
the ball off a balcony.
Yes.
I was making sure
So,
you guys.
with something that's original, I feel that it helps and lends itself to that story. Again, it was a little bit boring, but we'll see what he comes up with next.
I think the hard thing
He
for me
deserved
was
to go through.
yes, he did deserve to go through it but the thing with me was I just didn't feel connected to the song itself. I didn't.
Sure.
It wasn't my
Which
kind
is
of genre.
That's
you know?
kind of the risk about doing original songs on a show like that, because if people don't know them, then they don't feel a connection to it. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have the story, then there's nothing. It was a nice moment. Maybe you won't continue.
You know what it reminds me of?
Yeah.
Remember, it was your season. Remember Army Wives or whatever that
Yeah.
group was
was
called?
that your season?
And
Yeah.
they all their husbands were, overseas fighting. I think some of their husbands may have been deceased, and they sang "Hero" by Mariah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's just a beautiful moment. All right, it was a beautiful. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. But at the end of the day, if you look at the actual talent for what it was just like okay. And I kind of equate that to this. So
Well, the judges loved him, so he went through.
we'll see how long he lasts.
But now let's talk about. I personally really enjoyed this one. Piff the Magic Dragon.
Finally, we're going to hear from Mr. Daniel about what the show was
Yeah.
like.
You know what?
I just talked about
Daniel,
Johnny.
why don't
He
you
has
go
like
for
a
it?
just read my
dissertation
notes, Daniel.
prepared.
No, I was so excited because I know of Piff the Magic Dragon.
Okay.
I've been a fan of his now for a while, and I was so excited because he is a gimmick to what he does, and that makes it hard for him to to make it.
It works though.
But it works so well. So I'm going to give just a quick backstory. So for those of you who don't know or maybe don't remember,
Daniel's the one who wrote his Wikipedia page.
I am actually Piff the Magic Dragon. Piff the Magic Dragon is a British performer who is in a huge dragon costume or a life-size dragon costume. And he does magic, and he's a comedian. Costume.
What's costume? Is that kosher?
Cashews?
I'm just going to keep
Is that
going.
Hebrew?
Yeah, I'm just going to bulldoze through all
Havdalah?
of you. That's racist towards Jews. He is a comedian magician.
Mazel tov.
And I first saw him on Penn and Teller's Fool Us, which is a different reality show. And I watched him, and I think he's very funny. My only concerns are on Penn and Teller's Fool Us, he did the same card trick.
So you're worried that he only has one card trick?
Yeah, well, I've watched his stuff. He has other tricks, but that is his best trick.
Oh.
So I feel like he can go the next few rounds just on being funny if he has a good card trick. He doesn't necessarily have to top his card trick as long as he's funny with what he does, but eventually they're going to want
They're going to
bigger
scrutinize
tricks.
his talent and be like,
Yes.
well, what? Yeah, show
Now
us,
we want
show us
more
the
tricks.
goods.
So hopefully he has bigger ones, bigger tricks. Also, I know how he did it, but I will never tell.
Well, maybe you can tell us later.
Nope.
But-
I'll tell you guys later.
I don't care. Go ahead.
I care. I like magic.
But it's an awesome trick.
Yeah, I bet you do.
And if this means anything, so the show
What do we
Penn and
have?
Teller Fool Us that he was on, it's basically you have to do a trick and have Penn and Teller try to figure out how you did it. And he almost fooled them. They had to basically guess and got it right. So that shows his talent as far as magic tricks. Also, he's hilarious. And from the second he walked on stage to the second he left, he was funny in making them laugh. Not just when his act started.
That's what I really enjoyed about him. For me, he had like 3 different layers, which I appreciated. Was first, he's a comedian. He made people laugh. Second, he's wearing this ridiculous costume, and he has this like strong English accent, which is another layer. And then the third one is that he can do magic. So I thought he was really entertaining. And he went outside the box. You know, he went out there, drank out of Heidi's cup.
That was hilarious.
It was hilarious. It was great.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys think?
I think this is what the show is all about. This is the kind of stuff that people want to see on TV. It's the kind of stuff that people want to vote for. It's what makes the show interesting and unique, is that there's some guy dressed up like a magic dragon named Piff, who's a parody of himself, and he actually happens to be talented at what he does, too.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah. Kevin.
I agree with all the above.
Oh, Kevin. That's okay. We'll move on. So, real quick montage of Howard Stern doing a lie detector test with Nick Cannon.
That was funny.
It was cute. The best thing is that Nick Cannon can't stand Heidi Klum's accent. What was it?
No, he can't stand Mel B.
Okay, yeah, they
And
switched.
Howard can't stand
Heidi Klum,
which
which
is understandable. He's Jewish and she's German.
That's racist, dude.
Oh, that's rough.
No, that's not racist. That's history.
That's racist, man. That's really.
That's we're getting close
Just have to
to
bring that
Howard.
up.
Oh man. Okay. But after that, we also had a little slew of other people. We had people that were getting X, like the humongous whoopee cushion of doom. The family getting thrown to a whoopee cushion. That didn't work out.
Dumb.
This circus act, the guy was throwing knives, and he's been doing it for 5.5 weeks, and it was terrible.
And he could only get. Here's the thing about that. I just want to say it real quick.
Yeah.
Is it would have been an awesome act. He was on a tightrope throwing knives at this lady, except all but 2 of the knives stuck into the board.
It was
just
terrible.
was dull, and so he screwed up, and he doesn't get to go through. Had he done it successfully, he would have gone through.
But I wouldn't even want him to go through had he done it successfully. It's a typical knife throwing thing.
It
On
was
a
ordinary.
tightrope.
Yes. But he couldn't even hang out on the tightrope. He was like falling off. He was like, "Roar," you know?
That's the thing about these shows. So America's Got Talent season 10, right? So after a while, all these things that are supposed to be extraordinary become ordinary because we've seen it time and time again.
That's why they're adding that extreme EGT. Extreme EGT. And then they also had the sexy baby, that little baby. Was
Sexy
creepy.
baby.
Well,
He
yeah.
was scary.
It was supposed to be sexy. It was, yeah, I definitely agree that it's better off as scary.
Those are my nightmares.
And then he took off his diapers, which was really uncomfortable. Obviously, he didn't make it through. And then we have the next act, which I really loved. Came out straight from commercial break. What are you guys looking at?
Pictures
my
of
notes.
Kevin in a
My
sombrero.
Right. My notes.
Oh my God.
They're out of control tonight,
They are
huh?
super out of control.
Daniel sees things
Look,
and
What
hears
do you
things.
You
mean
guys-
tonight?
You
You
guys,
hear things. You're like the whisper. Are you the whispers?
look, guys. The next
Spoiler alert,
the next
I'm the whispers.
the next troupe was Shiro A. It's a dance troupe.
Oh,
Dance group. They were so good.
You guys love them that much?
it was like
yes.
4 Kenichis.
It was
Kenichis,
like
exactly.
4 Kenichis.
Thank you.
Yes. And
They're
even-
going far.
And to this day, every time we interview Howie Mandel, he mentions how much he loves Kenichi.
Who didn't love Kenichi?
I know.
Kenichi's amazing.
He's amazing.
No, well, Taylor didn't like Kenichi for obvious reasons.
Yeah, even though he
Yeah.
still
Did you
goes to the shows.
Taylor
and stuff.
wrote on Twitter the other day. He's like, it was Kenichi's birthday. He's like, I would have gotten you a present, but you totally ruined my life. It's
Right?
really funny.
But this was amazing. They ended up looking like they had 20 people at one point. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I really love this and I want to see
They were amazing.
more.
And they did the whole, what is that called? media montage or media graphics or special effects or what is that stuff called?
Dancing.
Mixed media, I think it is, or whatever it is. But the way that they were able to incorporate the dance into that, it kind of looked like I was watching a futuristic kind of dance show or something, kind of like the Jabberwockies or whatever they're
it felt
called.
like it felt like an '80s music video to me.
Yeah,
I could see
yeah,
that.
I,
it kinda
definitely
did.
appreciated it.
It
I
kind
really
of
enjoyed
like
it.
some Daft Punk type stuff, but like a little more electric and woo, yes.
And this was an example of a group that had media with their dancing and did it precise.
Did it well.
I did not. I was watching it carefully, and there was no part that they were out of sync, that it didn't match up with the visuals. I thought they did a really good job with that. Hopefully,
You must have had a lot of time to watch the show, considering you only had like what 5
I
acts
watched
to go
an
through.
hour of it.
Yeah, but you could have watched it twice.
I could have,
You could
but
have.
instead
You
I
should
watched an
have.
episode of Louie.
Whispers. But yes, this was this is my personally my favorite act of the night. I guess I was gonna ask you guys that later, but we'll do that later again.
Corey, what's your favorite act of the night?
The next act was Samantha Hess. She's a professional cuddler.
This is the worst thing I've ever.
I can't
sorry.
believe she made it
was
through.
It was the worst thing I think I've ever saw in my life.
I think her company is sponsoring AGT this season.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I was
Thank you.
very disappointed. Even the judges
What's her
couldn't save
company?
her.
I missed the company.
So her
part.
company is
Cuddle for
that,
America.
and I've heard of them. They
Cuddle for
actually
America?
yeah, It's
have a business
charity.
where you can come in and cuddle with
Yeah.
these people.
So they have a business. She decided, as an employee of this cuddling business, that it's a talent. And so she was showing the audience members various ways of cuddling by using Nick Cannon. It was just not.
This was the worst
It was a
thing.
commercial
pretty
ever.
bad.
for her company.
I would have.
It's a promo for her company, right?
Yes.
Clearly.
I definitely.
What was the talent in that?
I mean,
I'm
she didn't make it through. I mean,
flabbergasted.
she did.
She did make it
She did make it through.
make
She
it
got
through.
1X.
But I am hoping that sometimes this happens where you see
Make it through and then they don't.
they
Yeah.
Then
disappear.
it dissolved.
Yeah,
I
I
hope she
hope that
dissolves.
happens because that was
Yeah.
a waste of my 10 minutes.
well, and it was weird because they didn't show any of them talk. Howard said no. He buzzed them, and then the rest of them were like, "Yes, yes, yes."
I missed this part. What does her charity money go to?
Her pockets.
Yeah.
Besides that, I mean, she has to pay herself.
I
a
didn't hear
salary.
that she did charity.
Is it not
Yeah.
a charity?
Cuddle for America.
yeah,
it's
it was a charity.
Yeah.
Whenever it has For America, it's a charity.
For America.
You know,
Actually, I
so-
made Cuddle for America up. I don't know what it is, but
Cuddle.
anyways.
Oh, I actually believed you. I'm like, yeah, I missed that, but let's go with it.
Just like you believe
let's roll.
hypnotists.
I believe. Oh,
I
watch
believe
out
that
now.
Children
Watch
are
out.
our future.
I believe in whispers.
All right. So the next act, which was the final act of the night,
This is where my
Calm
DVR cut off.
Oh, sure it
So
did.
I'll just be like
Sure
Daniel and
it
repeat
did.
everything you say
What did you watch an
obnoxiously.
episode of Louie afterwards? Which you could also check out the AfterBuzz podcast of Louie. I'm not on
is
it.
there an AfterBuzz? Is there? Yes, I'm sure there is. Yes, there
Of
is.
course
So
there
go
is.
check that
well,
out. because
Wait,
we have
is it a TV show? Then yes.
Yeah, that's true. We have so many different shows here on AfterBuzz TV, so don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Plug it. All right, so the final act of the night was a comedian who...
That's why I didn't watch it.
You don't like...
I'm over
son of your
comedians.
Really?
Everyone
This
thinks they're
wasn't
so
your
amazing.
average
but
comedian.
This guy's really great, apparently, right?
Yes.
fantastic.
I heard
mean,
Howie talking about it.
I mean, it's more like the story, how he started off as a jock. He was playing softball, and then he got hit by a softball, and then he lost basically his ability to speak normally, and now he stutters. And his girlfriend took on 3 different jobs to support his career as an aspiring comedian. So he's out there stuttering with his speech impediment, and he's making people laugh. So...
But see, this is something right here, and honestly, I didn't even see the whole backstory because I just on my DVR I just fast
Were
forwarded
you
to the
with
show.
Branden?
Yes.
So
Watching something else?
this is an example right here where I judged him purely on his talent, not the backstory. And if you judge him purely on his talent, I thought it was great. He delivered. It was freaking hilarious. I didn't know any of that stuff until you just said it right now.
Really?
Like I said, I fast forwarded through that and went right to
So
when
when
he
you
started.
saw him stuttering, you were
thought
like,
his
why is
gimmick
he
that
stuttering?
stutters?
I thought he was just born. There's a lot of people that are born stutters.
Yeah, but it
Did you
didn't.
think
It
he was
didn't.
Like
Roger
Kevin
Daltrey
Jones.
from The Who
Exactly.
who's just going to put it on for a
And,
song?
and there's also a lot of people that are born unattractive. Hey, Daniel.
But it
so,
didn't-
anyways,
Hey, what's up?
But wait, it didn't
It'd be
intrigue
an
you.
insult if I was vain.
But we know you're not because you haven't
Vainly.
shaved since the last time I saw you.
yeah,
I look fantastic. I've been told so by the woman who legally married me.
yeah. By the way, your father paid
What?
her.
Was that
So,
who? Who
Anyways,
did what now?
Anyways, so moving on.
Yeah.
Stutter,
No,
moving
let's
on.
not moving on. Let's continue.
Moving
with
on.
this. I thought he was fantastic. I'm cutting you off. Look, your album was cool and all, but Beyonce deserves to win.
Beyonce had the
I'm
greatest
cutting
song of
him
all
off.
time.
Oh, he's trying to be Kanye.
That was-
Yeah,
I'm
Got it.
cutting
that
Kevin
was a
off.
fell joke.
I'm gonna let you finish in a minute.
She kind of
But-
snickered, so you got to laugh.
I
She
thought
snickers at
that
it.
No one at home cares.
he was very good, very funny. And again, I did watch his backstory, and it's a nice backstory where he is, especially because he said that he used to be the guy that he wouldn't have been friends with himself back then. So he changed, and that was great. However, just judging him on his talent, he was very funny. And someone asked me today, it's coincidence that this happened, said it gets to a point where do you think that he's good for a guy who stutters? Do you look at it and say, well, for a guy who stutters, he's really funny? And I say, you don't have to look at it like that. But he's very funny. His jokes
he's
were
funny.
hilarious. I thought he had a good presence, and he did well with what he has. But my only concern,
And this is my thing, and I'm gonna cut you off now.
no.
So, my
with all comedians, here's the thing: if you're one note,
Yeah.
it's not going to sustain you.
Okay.
So even though he's pointing out his disability, I hope he comes back and does an act that is about other things other than just his stutter.
Okay.
I like the fact that his humor was self-deprecating, and you know the fact that you can make fun of whatever your impediment is, whether it's speech, eyesight, weight, looks. The fact that you can make fun of that is awesome.
IQ.
But
Very smart, smarter than all of you.
I don't know.
Let's take a test right now.
yeah. But anyways, so with that being said, I do kind of agree with Daniel on that. That if all he does is make jokes about his stutter, it'll get owed. But that GPS joke was one of the funniest things
That was
ever.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I was laughing, and I was watching it in Starbucks, and I was dying, and people were just looking at me like, "Is he special?" And I was like, "No, you just gotta watch this."
I think he was really good, and I thought he deserved to go through absolutely. But I don't know if he merited the golden buzzer.
I think here's my thing about the golden buzzer is there have been years, and probably this one too, where people go straight to the live show after their first
Sure,
auditions
yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah.
we'll never know.
Exactly.
He probably would have anyway. So
Yeah.
the golden buzzer is just a guarantee, but I think it takes the pressure off of them from having to say, well, we have this slot open. Who
Yeah.
do we put? And all this.
Did you make it straight through the live? I forget.
I didn't have to perform in Vegas.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
So
yeah,
I
you
went
did.
to Vegas.
See? So
yeah.
it happens
awesome.
anyway. So
Yeah.
I think that's why I liked the saving buzzer last year, because you can take somebody who got voted off and save them, whereas this is you'll take someone who probably would go straight to the live show and you send them straight to the live show. The only thing is it made this guy feel better, and it's a better story of your story and your act were so good that we don't want to chance it. We're going to send you straight
But
there.
I think also like the golden buzzer for people, let's say like 3 judges don't want them to go through, like Howard Stern could press the
Right,
golden
but
buzzer.
they
for
didn't
those two.
use it that way. They all would have said yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What do you think of him?
I didn't see him.
Did you really not see him? I thought
really
you were just being
didn't.
so.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I
you're
wish.
like, it's all right. You have a second chance because he'll.
I'm gonna go home and
definitely be
watch
around.
him.
Yeah, he's.
What if he comes back next week and punks everybody and doesn't really have a stutter?
That happened a few years ago, actually.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the singing,
He
he was a singer though.
singing
Well, sing
military
to
guy
me,
who wasn't
yeah.
really in the military, right?
Yeah.
He was in the military and he didn't have a stutter.
That, it
Oh,
was,
he had. Oh, I didn't realize
He had
that
like
guy
a
had
fake
a stutter.
stutter.
Stutter was fake and he wasn't in the military.
so it's been
and
done
so we
before.
never saw him.
But don't they do background checks on artists? They would be able to find that out.
I mean, they
don't know if
found out
Extensive one.
eventually.
Well, once
They
he
do.
got through, they did one and they found out.
Maybe they weren't as strict before, but the one night, yeah.
Maybe that's why, though. Because his friends,
It's true. It's true.
Because his friends came to NBC and said, "Yeah, we just saw his performance, and yeah, he doesn't have a stutter, and he wasn't in the army."
Some
well,
friends.
you're making
those
this
well,
up,
people
right?
that know him.
But all right, favorite act of the night, guys, and least favorite act of the night. My favorite, hands down, the Japanese men.
Is it because they're?
Yes,
Men.
yes, both Japanese and men. Pick one or the other. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm into triple threat.
All right, triple threat.
I'm all about geek squads.
Yeah, all
Geek
right.
is chic. Ask Daniel.
From one
super
gig
chic.
to the next.
You keep saying things to me like they're put downs, but they're all compliments.
Pick
so I
one.
don't understand what you're
Favorite.
doing. Piff the Magic Dragon was my favorite.
Oh, him too. He's great.
But also the Sunku.
That's a little messed up.
Sunka, whatever they're called.
Messed up.
Zero
Asian
A.
men.
Shiro.
Yeah, that was kind of
Yeah.
racist.
Yeah.
Shido.
Zero A.
They
But,
misspelled it
those
because
two are my
Shiro is
favorite.
with an H, and I'm like, H in there.
Yeah, I saw it. That's
My
why I
worst-
said zero.
Right?
But
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
My least was the cuddle lady because
Yes.
she cuddled.
The cuddle lady, the fact that she made it through is the
Right.
most disappointing thing of the night. Kevin.
My favorite, hands down, were Sons of Serendip. But you mean
That
from
was from
tonight?
last-
Oh, you mean
You're
from
not
tonight?
doing this again.
Those dudes
Okay.
are cool, though.
No, I'm sorry.
They
I'm sorry.
were still
Thank you.
alive.
Thank you. Daniel was a big fan of them as well. No, my favorite from tonight, hands down, Drew Lynch. You know, I was just mesmerized because stand up is hard to do, particularly in this on this show, and the fact I just want to see more of them.
Least
So,
favorite.
least favorite.
I think we can all agree on this.
I think
one.
Yeah, the cuddler.
The-
honestly,
Cobbler.
I would say Chris Jones, and
Chris Jones.
yeah, who? Chris Jones.
Oh,
That's
the
Mike Jones, but-
hypnotist.
He hated
How
the
dare
hypnotist.
you?
Because I do not believe in hypnotists.
I would love to have him
I do not
just
believe in
blow
hypnotists.
your mind away. I would love to have
I-
Chris Jones come in here and hypnotize you.
Good luck to that. I don't believe in that. Hypnotist, that's witchcraft.
So everyone's planted when the hypnotist is around, right?
well.
Okay,
They
there's
come
no
with
way
an
on earth you could
entourage
just
of
go up to
actors.
somebody and say, "Go to sleep." Oh, wake up. Slap yourself. Turn black.
But the next
Daniel has always
All
wanted
right.
to be me.
guys, let's move on to some news and gossip. Some real quick news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So, America's Got Talent opened with a viewership rating of I think 10.9 million viewers.
That's a little bit.
It's a little
That's
bit
a lot. Yeah.
It's not quite American
It's
Idol
lower
numbers,
than other
but
seasons, though.
Yeah, that's what they said. It was the lowest AGT premiere. However, it was also the biggest, most watched, one of the most watched TV shows last night. It's the biggest hit show of the
It's the
summer.
biggest show of the summer. Yeah,
It
it's
is.
an
It
average
really
view
is.
of 14-ish million, though. Both
Yeah.
voters or viewers in general.
which
Yeah.
is big, yeah. They dominate that summer slot.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I honestly wonder if it's people that were off for Memorial Day.
I was wondering
and
that too.
Just wanted
yeah.
to sleep
Holiday
early
weekend.
Oh.
because there's their first day back to work. Could be.
That's very possible.
Let's just give them a little scapegoat.
I mean, there's a lot of things going on this season. We're gonna expect like Piers Morgan, as well as
some guest
Kelly
judges.
Ripa. Yep, and Neil Patrick Harris are gonna be guest judging as well. And the live shows are gonna begin Tuesday, August 11th, and for a while until somewhere in June, I think we're only gonna have one show a week. And then they're gonna start doing more.
I was gonna say August 11th. That's when the live shows begin?
Yes.
Seems like so long.
Because they have the
know.
Vegas rounds too, and then that's when it's
That's
going to
true.
get, you know. But you know,
Filler,
AGT
filler.
always feels like a pretty
And then
long
2 weeks off or
show.
something. And
Yeah. And as you guys probably have seen, Dunkin' Donuts is now the official spokespeople over
I'm hungry.
That means all the
Snapple.
contestants are going to gain like 20 pounds by the end of it.
they're all going to come back and just be, oh, I can't do this anymore.
All right, guys, so let's move on to predictions. I don't know if we have any. It's so early.
And now,
But we can
your
predict.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
This is more of a hope. I'm really hoping that Piff goes through, but I have a huge prediction that those Japanese guys are going to make it at least
Make
in
it
the
to
top
the end.
3. Yeah.
To then,
Top 3.
Yeah,
wow,
at
that's,
least.
That's a big prediction.
I mean, they're 4 Kenichis.
yeah.
You know what? I
No.
like those groups. I could already see them in a show. Like go to their show. They
Exactly.
What's upsetting is that they never make it as far as you want them to. I don't know. Something falls flat with groups in this show.
Because what
never
happens
get the
is what they'll
votes.
do is somebody will have a very sad backstory that makes America feel sad and vote for them over the group. Because Zero A
Well-
had no backstory.
You know what I think the backstory
Shiro.
actually is? Backstory in this show is like sugar. It will just pep you up and then eventually you crash. People, if you don't have the talent to back it up,
That's
you
true.
do, Brandon.
Do you find it
But if you
coincidental that
don't,
the acronym for backstory is BS?
oh. No, but it really, it
Just
launches you up quickly, and then people forget about your talent. And then once the backstory fades away, they go, "Oh, you're not as talented as I thought you were."
Yeah.
In
This is
some
true.
cases, in your case, Brandon, you were
Always
had
you were
the
consistently
talent to back
talented.
it up.
You
Well,
were.
But
thank
there
you very
are
much.
some that
Yes.
die out. My prediction is that the sexy baby is going to come back
No,
at the end
no.
for one of those stupid, like,
Hell no.
the crazies back.
All right. Well, any other predictions, guys?
My prediction is that the cuddler will get.
Sounds like a
That's
Batman.
creepy. Talk about
Riddler.
creepy.
Batman was the Riddler, but you're close.
I'm
Daniel.
going to get you, cuddler.
Now I forgot what my prediction was.
Good.
But yeah, I predict
She's
the
gonna
cut.
fade into oblivion, right?
My
Exactly.
prediction, pain.
Not
Rocky
exactly.
3.
All right.
Why is
Well,
everything so dark with you?
It's Rocky 3.
anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in
Thank
to
you.
our after show. Join us. We are going to be back next week, Thursdays at 6 p.m. right here on AfterBuzz
Please,
TV.
and also...
Oh,
if
wait,
you- What?
In the
What are you
interim,
up,
you guys
up?
can send us questions and comments at hashtag
Okay.
ABTVAGT.
Send 'em right
And also, we are going to be
You
at
gotta
various
hub, hub, hub.
locations. Where can people find you, and what events
Don't
are you going to be
up
in?
me.
Well, don't cut me off. Kevin.
You can find me trying to get peace on this panel. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hey Kevin John, or on my website, it's kevinjohn.com. Daniel!
All right, Daniel.
You can find me at It's Daniel Weiss on Twitter, but also I am throwing a benefit for a fundraising for a short. Also, we're trying to help fight mental disabilities and mental health disorders. So please go on Facebook and check out Thomas 210 in Hollywood on June 1st. We're having
Monday.
a live event with comedians, including 2 seasons ago's runner-up Taylor Williamson
Right.
will be there.
Yes.
What?
His
Yeah.
season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So please check out Thomas210 on Facebook.
All right, you can find me on Twitter at Branden J Music. That's BRANDENJ Music. I got a new EP coming out in August called Crossover, all original songs. Really excited about it.
Nice.
Back to you, Kaori.
Oh, thank you. And you can find me at KAORIOUS. Also, tomorrow I will be performing at the Comedy Store with some stand-up comedy.
Nice.
So
Oh, I'll be there.
check me out.
I'll be there. Are you inviting the fans to
What time?
come?
And but everyone's
What time?
invited.
What time?
7 o'clock.
The belly
won't be
room or the
there.
main room?
I'm going to
The
bring
main
extra
room.
tomatoes.
The main room. Extra tomatoes. I will be okay with that. And thank you guys for joining us. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. And for everyone here at AfterBuzz TV, we'll catch you guys next week for some more after shows.
Yeah. Boy.
Cuddle up.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye.
See you later.
See you later.
My prediction pain.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.